Hi! Kamusta? Halina't samahan niyo akong basagin ng lumbay sa pagbuo ng panibagong yugto ng buhay. Tara, kape tayo. Have you experienced wanting to shout because you are irritated? Or tried punching the wall because you are extremely angry? Have you thrown things because you are too upset about something? Extreme emotions, like anger, usually gets the best out of us. We tend to do things which oftentimes we regret later. Like shouting at your mother, hitting your classmate, or sometimes even hurting yourself. The saddest part is, even without the presence of negative emotions, just by overthinking or thinking too negatively, you tend to lose control of yourself. In today's lesson, you should be able to evaluate your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors and show its connection to actual life situations. I have here two kinds of beverages, a soda and a bottled water. When you shake a soda, what do you think will happen? It will burst and explode when you try to open it. How about when you shake a bottle of water? You're right, it's as if nothing happened. It will just come back to its original form. How about if we put a Mentos to the soda? We all know, even without shaking the soda, it will still explode and burst. We deal with emotions differently. Just like a soda will explode when you shake it. When dealing with a negative experience, some people explode by reacting negatively and harshly. Moreover, some are like soda with Mentos. They tend to explode because of overthinking and putting negative thoughts inside their head. On the other hand, just like shaking a water, some people remain calm and peaceful, even when facing difficulties. At this point, let us explore thoughts, feelings, and behavior by discussing a technique used in therapy, which is the ABC model by a well-known psychologist, Albert Ellis. The ABC model stands for letter A, activating events. These are challenges or problems that you are facing, like failing a test or losing a loved one. Letter B is for belief. These are your thoughts and interpretation of the event, like believing that you will fail all the subject because you failed on a test, or thinking that it's the end of the world because your boyfriend or girlfriend broke up with you. And letter C for consequences. These are your behavioral or emotional response, like dropping out of school because you failed on a test or hurting yourself because of a breakup. This model will help you notice negative thoughts, feelings, and behavior, and then reshape them in a more positive way. It will also teach you how your thoughts and emotion affect your behavior. Once we understand our behavior through the ABC model, in order to create a positive change in our behavior, we can add the letters D and E to the model. Letter D stands for dispute. These are questions or arguments that challenge your previous negative irrational belief. Like asking yourself, does failing on a test mean that you will fail in all of your subjects? Will it be the only test that you will take? Don't you have any other means or chances to make up for it? Or when your BF or GF broke up with you, does this mean that it is the end of the world? Will you never find another partner? Will you never be able to move on with your life? And letter E for effective new belief. These are more positive and effective behaviors or responses which resulted from more reasonable and rational thinking about the activating event. Like thinking that you are not a failure even if you failed on a test. You can still be successful even if you fail, or thinking that there is still happiness despite being single, and you can focus more on your family and friends. Let us review the important concepts that we discussed. Letter A, for activating events. These are the challenges or problems that you are facing. Letter B, for beliefs. These are your thoughts and interpretation of the event. Letter C, for consequences. These are your behavioral or emotional response. Letter D, for disputes. These are questions or arguments that challenge your previous negative irrational belief. And letter E, for effective new belief. These are more positive and effective behaviors or responses which resulted from more reasonable and rational thinking about the activating event. Always use the ABC model when you are facing difficulties, trials, or adversities. As I end our discussion, I want to share with you the story of the two wolves. One evening, an old Cherokee told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two wolves inside us all. It is a terrible fight between two wolves. One is the evil, who is angry, envious, sorrowful, regretful, greedy, arrogant, self-pitiful, guilty, resentful, inferior, full of lies and false pride, superior in ways, and full of ego. The other is good. He is joyful, peaceful, full of love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too." The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee replied, "The one you feed." Knowing which wolf to feed is the first step towards recognizing that you have control over your own self. Hopefully, you will all feed the good wolves and win the battle inside you.